Students, welcome to 2027 class again. I'm pretty sure some of the students are like only 4 students told me that they received this one. Others didn't. So the thing is postal delay all because of what is called New Year and Easter all together, and electoral action also going on. Something like election card, something we used to say Chanda card, that is also going to distribute. If you didn't receive, don't receive it by tomorrow morning, again let me know. I will reinforce those who didn't receive and requested me earlier. And my action plan, first of all, this is a very simple plan. The plan will be, I am going to start with very basic level of questions first, elementary level. Why? Why elementary level questions to be there? To make you properly practice and available for understanding the basic concepts. It is, if your O level is like this, you just jump off the hurdle and you are now in the path of A level. Remember that A level is this type of big mountain compared to that O level. You are about to climb that bigger mountain. To climb that, you should have some equipments with you. Firstly, you have to clarify all the very basics. So in my plan, I have very elementary basic level questions to understand the content. Then in the same day of, imagine if I taught you Newton's laws of motion, Newton's laws. In the same day, I do elementary level questions. Then I do intermediate level, then I give you a certain live worksheet. Those who receive the tute may have it with you. Those who haven't received it, I will share you the PDF of that one. So those who receive the tute, you can see in the page number. Wait. Yeah. In the page number 32, there is a thing called on the spot live worksheet. After done with the very basic elementary and intermediate question, we directly go for on the spot live worksheet. So live worksheet will test you at the end of the day whether you grasp these things properly or not. At the end of each day, you will have real-time evaluation of your understanding. That is one of my strategy of teaching so far. That worked really well for so far because you learn very elementary level questions to understand the concept, intermediate questions, then you try the live worksheet. Half of the live worksheet I keep you for study at home, right? Half of the live worksheet I keep you for study at home, right? Then my other plan is, after 2 days of completion of the class, our class day is Tuesday. Our class day is Tuesday. So 2 days of completion means mostly by Thursday night. You will receive certain worksheet called midweek worksheet. Midweek. In the midweek worksheet, I again give you some set of questions starting from elementary, intermediate to exam level. At this time, you have 2 days to you to study and get that theory into your head. So, as a human being, we are planned to forget things normally after 2 days. We are human. Our brain is just planned to forget things normally after 2 days. That is the maximum withstanding time for general trivial matters. If I ask you a question, don't reply me, but ask the same question from your mind on, and you will answer yourself, and you will give you yourself answer frankly. If you've gone out today to somewhere, if you are from somewhere like Vattala, you might have gone to Colombo or Jaila or somewhere. If you are from Katuvasthara or somewhere, then you may have gone to Kandy or somewhere nearly. So you may have seen at least thousands of people today. Can you remember all of them? All of their faces? Huh? Can you remember all of their faces? Technically, no. But you may remember 2 or 3 faces. Might be they are extremely handsome or extremely beautiful or extremely ugly. That is why we can remember. You never remember the faces just having average faces. It is useless. Right? Why do you remember those extremely beautiful faces and extremely ugly faces? Because it has some kind of like different. Oh, you remember that, rememorize it after coming back to home even. So my case is, if you try to remember what you ate today in the morning, you mostly probably can. I also can. The day yesterday morning, you can still manageable, but day before yesterday, I can't remember. Frankly speaking, I can't remember. The day before that day, can't remember. These are trivial matters we don't want to remember. Study material, study thingy is also something. It is our day-to-day life activity, right? You attend to many classes. My online class, school. Sometimes you may go to nearby group class or something. Who knows? So somehow you do multiple study activities, but it has a really high tendency to forget. After like 2 months, if I ask you a question from whatever I teach you today, some of the students might not be able to answer that. Some of the students might not be. What did you say? It is too late to get the tute or something? No. It is not too late to request tute. Those who requesting newly, also I will post tutes, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Those who didn't receive the tute, I repost. If you have received, please let me know that you received. If you really didn't receive, let me know. I will repost. Might be those posts might be stuck in somewhere in a local post office for sure. Hurry. Now the rush is over. They will definitely deliver to you. The thing is, our brain needs to forget things because our brain capacity, the storage is really low. In a CCTV system, as we know that, according to the hard disk capacity, all the videos delete and the new videos going to get stored. Again, all the videos delete, new videos filled. That is the same system as in our brain. So what we have to do is, after 2 days of trial, I give you the midweek worksheet, no? Then you have only one option, what? Either if you have forgotten, you can read the note, you can watch the recording, and if you still don't understand, you can drop me a message. I might not be able to reply you instantly. For a fact, yes, definitely, I might not be. But I will reply you whenever I am comfortable, right? And also, this is what our regular class day. This is when you are receiving your midweek worksheet. That is the most important fact. That is the most important fact, the midweek worksheet. After midweek worksheet is done, I give you another 2 days for you to practice. According to majority's request, I will give you an extra class. It is not 3-hour class. It is going to be 1 hour and 20 minutes. 20-minute class to revise harder questions on the midweek worksheet and the live worksheet and give you full feedback of what you learn, then you will never going to forget. But the reason is psychologically, if you get the same thing repeating inside your brain, the brain realize it is a really important factor. I have to remember this. So the brain will store it in the permanent file, permanent location, permanent folder, not in this like a cache memory, right? Delete memory. It will be in the permanent folder. So if you, that is my action plan, basically for the next 6 months. Next 6 months. After 6 months, I have bigger plans for you. Bigger plans for you. After 6 months, this time period will become a paper class. Full hour paper class. It is going to be 3-hour complete paper class. So it will happen after 6 months. But before 6 months, it will be completely free of charge. Yeah? Make a completely free of charge. This 1 hour and 20-minute session will be completely free of charge. So it will either be on Saturday or Sunday according to majority's request. Let's see, right? That is what my basic action plan. And there are multiple action plans. They are running for 2025 batch. It will be running on for 2026 batch, as well as for you, multiple plans to make them kind of like super bright students. One thing I need from you, I am only expecting one thing. If you have that thing, you can stay with me. Otherwise, you can reconsider about it. No problem. The thing is, I don't want you to be a super brain student. If you are already, I'm damn lucky. If you are an average, that's enough for me. That's more than enough for me. Even you are below average, no problem. Below average even, no problem. But if you are average, that's good. If you are bright at one, it is a bonus. It is a bonus for me. But only thing I need is, you should have willingness to learn. You should have a willingness to learn. My class is a different one because right from the first day, I tried to work you out. You can ask any of my 26 student, 25 student, and 24 student, 23 student, any of them. I can ask them to join in a class and they will tell you. Because if you are just coming for this class to see a magic show, sir teach everything and you just copy it down and go. You think everything is done. Okay, fine. No, it is not. This is A level. You have to do some fair share of work. I am behind you. I always back you. I always guide you. Only thing I need from you is willingness to learn. What is the meaning of willingness to learn? If I do a big question, big calculation, if you don't have a really good ambition, you might think, "Ane me amaru me gan, mam podda leave eno passe no. I will join later. This is very hard." That means you don't have a willingness to learn. This class is not for you. Definitely. හරි මට බලෙන් ළමයින්ව රඳවලා තියාගන්න කිසි උවමනාවක් නැහැ. ඉන්න එකයිද ඌ හරි ආසයි දෙගෙන ගන්න මම උරු ගන්නවා. Right? Willingness to learn. If you have a really high will, you might not understand it. It doesn't matter. I back you. I explain you. But the problem is, you should know one thing. If you do all the surface level questions only, if you continuously do only surface level questions, you will never be able to pass. After COVID, most of the teachers started to do only the surface level questions to keep the students in the class. Now COVID is over. some of the teachers are still teaching surface level questions, but it will never give you the fortune of earning an A pass. If it is like a diamond under the earth, you will have to dig to extract this diamond, right? A pass is like a diamond somewhere under the earth surface. If you only do the surface level questions, you can't. Technically, you can't. I want to ask you one simple question. Don't worry. I start with, as I told you, very basic questions to intermediate to exam level and little bit advanced ones. Advanced. Don't worry. Advanced ones, I normally start. If I imagine, as everybody know that Newton's law, Newton's, okay. If I teach you Newton's law in the first week, I don't go for the advanced questions. No, I give you a breathing time of 3 weeks to understand the concepts, to do like exam level question. Why am I training you for little bit advanced questions than A level? Little bit advanced questions than A level. The reason is, imagine, now you just completed your O level. You just started A level, forget about, you completed O level. If I give you grade 8 question paper of maths, science or something, මොකද වෙන්නේ? Will you be able to do that and get almost like 100 marks? Or will you just get 25, 30 marks? No, you will get full mark. Why? Now your level is really advanced. මෙන්න මේ වෙනකම් මම කරනවා little bit advanced, not extremely advanced. Don't worry. But I will give you 3 weeks breathing time once you learn certain theory. After that only I will start to do. Then you will get really good passes. Right? If you only want to see certain magic show of surface level questions, there are multiple options rather than me. But if you are willing to do really deeper ones, don't worry, I explain everything in crystal clear way. This is the class you might be looking for. Okay, everything is over. Shall we start today's lesson? No more introduction. It is completely going to be the lesson. Are you ready to do that? Are ready the validator? Tell me, everybody. Just drop me a message, man. This class should be kind of interactive. Then everybody will feel at home. අමෝඩම නිකන් ගෙදර ඉන්නවා වගේ දැනේ. What do you think? Okay. Great. But before, I also started to teach you very basic concepts in the last week. So I would like to remind you some of those, right? But don't worry if you have missed that, you can watch the recording and write that. And those notes are not that important, but you'd better listen to this. I will start from where I started in the last week. And today's lesson is going to be SI units. Going to start from SI units. But before that, I will give you some basic introduction about what I taught you in the last week. Very brief introduction. Physics. Physics. You should know what is physics. In A level, everything is bound to definitions. It is not just about questions and equations and formula. You should know what is the theory talking about. The definition will give you the deeper understanding. Actually, from question number 35 to 50, mostly based on these type of understanding. But those who have really high understanding of physics, the easiest questions are going to be 35 to 50 actually. But those who don't have the deeper understanding of syllabus, these are the worst possible scenario. So I don't want any of my student to be in that situation. So that is why I am kind of like teaching you with some deeper understanding. Hari. Have a really good look at here. Firstly, we have to go for physics and definition of physics. So normally I use a hashtag or a dollar sign to indicate that I am writing a definition. You can use whatever symbol. Don't use a star sign because the star sign we use only for a important point. So here definition is not just important, extremely important. Okay, right. Those who were in my class in the last week, can you tell me what is the meaning of physics? What is the meaning of physics? Matakada? Those who were in my class in the last week means before Sinhalese New Year, I only did one class for this month so far because Sinhalese New Year interview. Okay, if you don't remember, don't worry. I'm going to explain you. The branch of science. The what? The branch of science. Why did I split into four? The branch of science. Science, we can just split it into basic two things. One is biological science. Other thing is physical science. Physics is one of the physical science, chemistry and all the other experimental related stuff dealing with matter and energy belongs to physical science. Biological science and physical science, these are the two major groups, group number 1 and group number 2. This one split into multiple parts. Out of them, one of these branch is physics. Okay, the branch of science which deals with the study of relation of matter and energy. That is the meaning of physics. It is printed very nicely in the third page of this one. Once you receive this tute, you can learn everything because in my class, I provide you really important notes as printed material, as well as I provide some space for you to write your own notes and short notes and important points. That's how theory tute is comprised of. Nikamma question විතරක් නෙමෙයි. It consists of really high quality theory as well as basic understanding questions, deep level questions. Okay, firstly we have to understand what we are going to learn. That is a branch of science. It is like People's Bank, Negombo branch, Kohuwala branch, like Kandy branch, like branch of science. This is physics is a branch of science which deals with that relation of matter and energy. Okay, you have to understand that part. That is what it is printed over here. It's nicely say like physics is a branch of science which deals with study of nature and properties of matter and energy. We wrote that, so you'd better watch that video and rewrite. I'm just explaining it only. So since physics is dealing with matter and energy, you always need to measure things. You always need to measure things. You always need to measure things. Right, wait. Imagine I'm relatively a taller guy compared to the society. There might be some students taller than me either. Even in my physical class, there are two boys taller than me, only two boys, relatively taller one. Right? There are shorter people as well. There are extremely taller people as well. Extremely taller people. So, what do we actually measure here as tall? What do we actually measure here as tall? Factor of tall. Two girls have already given me the answer. The branch of science which deals with study of nature and properties of energy. Really good. What do we actually measure here? Yeah, Shubham, very good. Shubham, no, Subnam, sorry, Subnam. Subnam. Okay, others? It is a length. We measure tall as a length. Height of H1, height of H2, height of H3. So H1, H2, H3 all belongs to length. All belongs to a length. So length is a certain thing that we have to measure, that you have to understand in our nature, right? Length is something that we have to study. Okay, don't write. If you want to write these things, watch my last week's video. I have given you the note. I'm just reminding you only. Today we are going to write everything right from the SI units. Okay, right. And a small stone. Okay, forget about the stone. Plastic ball. Plastic ball. And a tennis ball. Tennis ball. And a leather ball. When you hold this, you feel something different. What is the difference you feel that on your hand? මොකක්ද ඔයාට පේන වෙනස? What is the difference that you feel on your hand? A plastic ball, a tennis ball, and a leather ball. Huh? You actually feel the difference of weight. You will understand this in Newton's laws. Plastic ball, tennis ball, and leather ball. You experience difference of weight. If you can remember grade 10, weight W is equals to mg. G is a constant, W vary only with mass actually. So the difference of mass in terms of weight you will sense. So somehow the actual variable here it is what? Mass. ඇත්තටම වෙනස් වෙන්නේ mass. So it is the mass you feel. You will have to measure mass as well, right? Another property that is going to be mass. Okay, another property that you have to measure is mass. Understand? Okay, I gave you this one even in the last week. You can watch that video. Don't worry, today I am going to start with SI units. You can understand from that point onward as well. Because most of the classes, they start from SI units without giving you the history. Right. Now another thing, imagine you are stuck in a certain jungle, very big one. No getaway for you to escape. But one thing you can see in the morning, that is morning sunshine. Somewhere above here. You determine the time. It is about 9. Now, at here, sun is at this location, sun is at this location. So you have an idea of what variable of something. What is that? Actually, there are two variables, not only two, there are multiple. The main variable is time. Main variable you feel is time. What are the other variables you can see? In the last week, I told you science physics is a branch of science. So we have to follow the scientific method. Can you remember those 5 basic rules of science? Can you remember? Rules. There are very beautiful rules. First thing is observation. If you are stuck in here, you can observe, because of this motion of the sun, multiple things. In the morning, it is kind of like cooler, kind of hot. very hot. Again, kind of hot. This is about like cooler. What did you actually sense? What did you feel actually? That is the temperature. You had an idea about temperature, variable of temperature, variation of temperature. That's all actually the old people used, because all the other units, all the other measurements, they didn't want to take. These were modern ones. Okay. So somehow they had to measure these things with some kind of like methods. So this is a really good way of measuring something. A span 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Point B, it is like you can't see the point B. Right. That is point B. I will mark point B somewhere here. Okay. I will write A from here. Okay, let's see. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, 5 spans. It is the length is, it is a length. It is 5 spans. Roughly, I can measure it using 5 span. Now, tell me one thing. Is that really accurate? Is that really accurate? Is that really accurate? Yeah, I upload this to the YouTube and send you the link. No, this is not accurate. The reason is, there might be some people, they are really gigantic than me. They may only complete this span within only somebody taller than me, having long fingers and all, can finish with 4 spans. If there is someone who is very tiny, he or she may need 6 spans to complete. The reason is, this is not a standard length. This is not a standard length. Our older people, thousands of years ago, they had no choice. They have to measure things using span, sometimes using this type of very small length, cubit. Sorry, cubit නෙමෙයි ඒකට මට කියන වචනේ මතක නැහැ. So some and see, they have to measure it from here to here, arm's length. See, I have already included all of these. It was an Egyptian king's. See, that is in the page number 5. Overcome ancient Egyptian royal cubit to build pyramids around 2700 BC. It is the length of Egyptian king. So, do they actually carry the king's arm cut off? No. They can replicate the same length using a metal bar or something. They can carry the length. It is kind of accurate, because if you are about to measure something with like 10 cubit, it will be definitely 10 cubit. But the problem is, if you want to get only 0.25 cubit, then it is going to be still a problem, because you have to split this 6 into 4 equal parts. That can be done. But if it is like 0.49, that means you can split it into half, but it is a little bit smaller than half, still manageable. But if it is like 0.175 cubit, can you measure? Technically, no. So these were really not good measurements. Actually, you don't want to remember these things. මේවා මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මම මතක තියාගෙනත් නැහැ. වැඩක් නැහැ. Only thing you have to understand is, all the ancient people use these methods. When it become engineering become even advanced, they wanted to have kind of like a really accurate measurements. To have an accurate measurement, they have to come up with really standard scales. So these British people came up with something, what? FPS system, imperial system, FPS system. They use something marked really nicely for length measuring. They used something called FVS. What is this F stands for? F stands for. Does anybody know? I think everybody received my PDF to no? Everybody received my PDF no? I share the link of download link. If you didn't, let me know. I will upload the tute to the group. Give me a 1 second. I shared that to both the groups, common group and my physics group. If anybody couldn't get the tute, you can go to the Google Drive and download it and use it. Okay. So I will definitely send you the tutes. If you didn't receive or didn't requested so far. So feet, F for feet. For measurement of mass, they use a unit called pound. And as a mass of us, they use seconds to measure the time. Seconds, right? This was really good system because it is very well calibrated. We still use feet system. People used to call people like 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, 6 feet 2 inch, like that. Still use that system. But there was a problem. That problem is this system is relying on certain weird number set 3, 4, 9, 12, like that, 32 and 16 also. A little bit weird system. See, 12 inches equals to 1 feet. 12 inches equals to 1 feet. The conversions were really horrible. 3 feet were equals to 1 yard. යාරයක් කියලා අපි කියන්නේ දැනටත් 1 yard. Like that, this was really difficult to measure because this conversion from one unit to other was really horrible. Still in American universities, I don't know why, they still use British FES system. Our students, they migrate to some of the universities. My friends and all, they used to say like, මචං එපාම කරපු වැඩේ මුන්ගේ FES system එකටම හැමදේම convert කරන්න ඕනේ. That's what they said. Even now, British schools and stuff, they have just changed from these to SI units, but those people have not changed yet. Right. The next system is So the French people were really over smart. They just found something really easy. They used decimal numbers. What is the decimal number mean? Huh? What is the decimal number? Our decimal numbers are the numbers that we use now, right? 5, 6, 10, 100, 1000, million are decimal numbers. Multiples of 10, multiples of 10. If I say like what? 2546. 1 times 6, it is 10 times 4, 40. This is 500. All the numbers are convertible, really decimal system. It was really easy. So the French people found something called what? CGS system. CGS system. Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of C? Huh? What is the meaning of C? History. Huh? What is the meaning of C? That is centimeters. For measure the length, they use centimeters. To measure mass, they use a system called gram. To measure time, still they use seconds. After few amendments, this is a really nice system, but interconversions were really kind of easier because of CGS. But to make it even more convenient, scientists gathered together and made another system, MKS system. MKS system. So now can you tell me what is M stands for? You should know first letter always standing for length. That is the first measurement they made. Ancient people made. What is the first? That is meter. That is the length what we use, meter. Right? K stands for what? K stands for what? Huh? K stands for what? Kilogram. And S for seconds. Right. This is where I am going to start today's writing part. Okay, today's writing part. Everybody open a really big topic and write units of measurement. Units of measurement. Everybody put that topic, units of measurement. Okay, units of measurements. Units of measurements. What is the meaning of unit? What is the meaning of a unit? Okay. No. Just think little more. Just a bit more. Think, you can. What is the meaning of unit? It doesn't matter. I'm going to explain you everything. But if you know already something, certain idea. Just rethink, just bit rethink. Chuttak. Okay. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, very good. Very good, very good. I finally got the certain answer that is really good. She said standard quantity. She said standard quantity. Standard quantity. Yes. Let me check whether there are many more answers. Oh, sorry. Oh, he, Pasidu. Sorry. I just saw that the name above you, it was something like Pramila or something. Okay. It highlighted for me. No, Pasidu, boy. Very good boy. Good boy, good boy. Okay, standard physical quantity. Good idea. A good idea, right? Okay. Can you remember the Neanderthal story I told you in the last week? Neanderthal. Okay, there are two Neanderthal boys walking along. Boy A and boy B. Boy A is slightly taller. Slightly taller. ඉස්සර ඉඳන්ම නියන්ඩර්තාල් අය කාලේ ඉඳන්ම සෝල්ලන්ට තමයි කෙල්ලෝ යමති. එමති ඉන්නත් තිබිලා තියෙනවා. Right. So there were three Neanderthal girls sitting on a fallen wooden block. They were talking about that Aya looks very handsome, no? Yeah. And the other guy, he looks more tall. I like him. Girls are like X, Y, and Z. Okay. The one girl say, how can you say? No. I think the other one is taller. Like they just argue. Actually, they are like nearly the same height. So one girl just pick up a stick, little stick, and ran towards him, asked him to stay. Don't move, just stay here. Then she kept it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And measured. Right? Understand? Actually, I'm telling a just normal story. It's a false story. So somehow they personally measured length. All the nations personally measured length. Right? Is this stick very standard one? Is this stick a standard one? Absolutely no. This is not a standard stick. Just random stick. So if you have a standard quantity, right? Somebody's just turned on the microphone, just turn off. Somebody. Okay. If you have a standard, yes, you have to include one more term. You have to include one more term to standard. What is it? Standard. And I told you in physics, you have to define everything. Well defined. Well defined. Standard, well defined. What quantity? Next thing is physical quantity. Standard, well defined physical quantity is known as unit. Understand? So in the last week, I told you something about Athek Bhattarathran. Can you remember if you were in the class? Well, I hit the class again last week. Huh? Athek Bhattarathran thingy I explained you. Can you remember that? Are those every Atha standard having standard weight? No, it is not a standard. So the measurement unit should be standard. If you say something with a standard, okay, that imagine like King Ramesses cubit. Is that a standard? Yes. At the time of measurement, it was a standard. But the problem is you don't have some divisions in here. Well defined. Kind of a standard at that age. At that age, it was really perfectly standard. I think foot was King Edward or someone's foot. Hitandoko adiyak diga kapulak. How big his foot was. So this length was taken as foot. 1 foot. Then they divide it into evenly into 12 parts and made 1 inch. They divided this inch into 8 similar parts like that. They made it even more standardized. But today we use SI units extremely very well defined. So the first thing you should know is a unit is a standard well-defined physical quantity. This definition you have to remember. Now write under that with a hashtag or dollar sign, write that a standard well-defined, a standard well-defined physical quantity, a standard and well-defined physical quantity is known as what? A unit. A unit. Sorry. Standard well-defined physical quantity is known as a unit. Right, okay, we understood that. Very good. Now we have to go for the next step, standard and well-defined physical quantity. Now write, in a physical quantity, it should come up with following properties. මේ පහම මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. In MCQs they check. Some of the teachers don't teach this part because it is difficult for students to understand at the first. Chemistry in the first, easy. Bio, easy. In maths, you learn something you used to with little bit advanced. But in physics, you entirely land to certain territory you have never been to. That is the wonder of physics. Somewhere you feel like stranded. I told you, I never touch the surface only. I dig until you find the gem. Right? So, if you miss your rank all because of not knowing this fact, so write it. So, the standard unit should come up with following standards, right? Following standards. When I make any standards, touch karanda morning. Number 1, it should be well defined. It should be well defined. Number 1, it should be well defined. MCQ wala ahanawa me. Should be well defined. Number 2, should be clear to all. Should be clear to all. Should be clear to all. It should be well defined. Number 1, it should be well defined. Okay. Number 2, should be clear to all. Should be clear to all. Okay. Write it. Number 3, very wonderful fact. It should not be vary with what? External physical factors. External physical factors. It should not be vary with external physical factors. Harida? It should not be vary with external physical factor. Imagine I define that in Sri Lanka. I define certain measurement unit factor in Sri Lanka, here in Sri Lanka. I introduce a certain length measuring unit called Tarindu unit. Okay, a length measurement unit, T dash Tarindu unit. Okay, Tarindu unit. So that Tarindu unit I introduce using certain length of a metal bar. I pick that metal bar and I just say, this is the Tarindu unit. You have to create and build everything according to this unit. If I have a factory, I ask all my laborers to and measure this unit. It is like an industrial secret or something to keep everything secret. I use this secret unit. Okay, no problem. At average temperature in here, we can use this is a metal. It is a metal. Imagine our average temperature is about 25 to 30. No? Somewhere around here. So it won't be that problem. But one of my another factory in Sahara Desert, temperature is 44 degrees Celsius. I told you this is a metal bar. What can happen to this metal bar? What can happen to this metal bar? ඔන්න වගේ තද දේවල් කතා කරද්දී අර willing to learn නැති කෙනා, willingness to learn නැති කෙනා දුවනවා. ඒක මම දන්නවා. But I describe these type of things. ඔය පැනලා දුවන කට්ටිය fail වෙනවා. මම දන්නවා. එයාලට ඕනේ මේක වචනින් කිව්වා ඉවරයි. They only need, it should not be will defined, that's it. They don't like to learn these things in depth. දුවන කට්ටිය fail වෙනවා කතන්දරයක් නැහැ. හොඳට අහගෙන ඉන්න. Right. See? 25 to 30. No problem. 44. It is a metal. What can it happen to this one? Metal like at high temperature. O level, grade 6 knowledge, grade 8 knowledge. Tell me. It can expand. Very good. Saya. It can expand. Now, my original length was this much. Imagine I took that metal like 30 centimeter. It is actually 1 feet I took. But as a secret, here, this one, at 44, it is expanded. Right? In Alaska, minus 20 degrees Celsius, it is shrink. හරිද මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? Can they use this one? No, this is absolutely horrible unit. So it is not the standard. Can you understand? It should not be vary with external physical factors. What did you say? I have a personal problem. I am not able to stay in classes further more. Can I have recording? Yes, you can. You can. Those who have problems, they can. But those who don't have the willingness to learn. There is one of my students in 2025 batch. She has kind of like migraine problem. Right? She has a migraine problem. That girl stay only like 1 hour maximum, and she just asked me to leave. Then I just permit her to leave. Then she watched the recording time to time. But she is one of my best performer. For the last term test, even she got like 95 or something. Really high marks. If you have a problem, just no problem. You can leave. But if you are leaving all because of that, you can't concentrate with deeper concepts like this. If I just teach you without explaining, is that really nice? මට මේක surface level කියලා යන්න පුළුවන්. You can remember everything by heart. See, it should be well defined. You repeat it like it should be well defined. It should be well defined. Then the should be clear to all. Should be clear to all. It should not be vary with external physical factors like that. It is a parrot making, not teaching. That's why I told you, I dig the depth. If you are having a willingness to learn, stay here. Then go for a surface touching class. මොකද surface එක විතරක් touch කරලා පුතේ result එකක් දාන්න බෑ ආත්මෙට. Understand? Honey? Expansion. Very good. Pasindu, you are a good boy. Seems like. Right. Hari. Should be clear to all. Imagine. We used to call this span in English span. සිංහලෙන් ඔකට වියත කියලාද කොහෙද කියන්නේ? වියත. A Chinese person, I asked him to make certain box. I say like, make it with 5 Viet. He may ask, what is Viet? He may search it in the internet, Viet. He may see that, Viet Maga. It is a political movement. That's how he may think. Should be clear to all. If I now ask a Chinese person, Chinese factory, I directly contact and ask them to make a box for my circuit assembling purpose or something. I just ask them to make like a box ready-made for me. It is like 4.6 centimeters. Here it is like 3.2 centimeters, the height of like 2.8 centimeters. Will he make a different structure or will he make the ideal structure that I want? He will actually create the structure I want. Why? It is not confusing for anybody. Even an African person, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, anybody who learned physics, chemistry, on basic mathematics, they know what is centimeter is. It is clear for everybody. Understand? Okay, the next thing it has to be is, it should not be, write that, it should not be fourth factor, it should not be too small or too large. Too large. Okay. I will tell you. Nearly from Colombo to Negombo, it is about 35 kilometers. About 35 kilometers. Okay. I said it in kilometers. Have you ever seen somebody say, Machang, අපේ ගෙදර ඉඳන් කොළඹ වලට තියෙනවා මීටර් 35000ක්. There are about 35,000 meters from my home to Colombo. I would never say. Why? Why? When you are measuring the distance between two cities, meter is very small unit. Understand? Meter is a very small unit. So, have you ever seen anybody say like 3.5 million centimeter? No. Have you ever seen like 35 million millimeter from Colombo to Negombo? No. We have to use an ideal unit. The unit should be fitting to the measurement, right? Unit should be fitting to the measurement. That means you can't use a very large measurement unit for measuring the small things, or very small unit to measure big units, big measurements. Can you understand? Write these four with suitable examples. This is correct, but these are not suitable. Mark it. Write everything accordingly. ඔය හැම දෙයක්ම පිළිවෙලට ලියාගන්න. හරිද ළමයි? ආනේ. Let me erase this one. Shall I erase? මම අහලා දාන්නද මේක? Shall I erase this? Okay. And the last thing is, there is a fifth factor. Fifth factor is, it should be easily reproducible. It should be easily reproducible. That is why everybody have their own half rulers and all. Why? You can reproduce that at any time. It has no restriction. පටස් ගාලා කිලෝ එකේ පඩි ඕන තරම් ගන්න පුළුවන්. It is like that. So easily reproducible. That's it. Last factor is, it is easily reproducible. Write this in a new line. In the history, our forefathers have used multiple arbitrary units. Our forefathers used multiple arbitrary units. Okay, our forefathers used multiple arbitrary units, right? But as the engineering and other areas of science developed, more accurate and more standard measurements were required. අපිට ඕන වුණා ගොඩාක් standard measurements ගන්න. Right? More standard measurements were required. So there were really scaled, really well-defined, scaled system introduced. There were very well-defined, well-scaled system developed by British people. That is what FPS system. FPS system. FES system. What is this F stands for? F for feet. P for pound. S for second. Length measurement. We use this to measure length. This to mass. This to measure time. Sorry. This is only you need to know. This is the only thing you need to know. Right? Which part you need me to explain, Puta? Which part you need me to explain? You have asked me to explain something. Which part? Now only I see the message. From in the history. Okay. In the history, that means you need me to repeat that sentence. Oh. Only problem is, yeah, can you just, yeah, you can't hear? Why? I think everybody can hear me clearly, ne? Am I audible for everybody? Am I think I am audible, no? Yeah. I think he had a problem with his setup. Okay. Now have a good look at FVS system. Now, right, this system had a problem. This system had a problem. Since it is dealing with multiples of 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 16 and 32. Very horrible system. Difficult to use actually. It was difficult to use. Okay. Okay, Raman. Am I stuck? Mau stuck වෙලාද පේන්නේ? Something happened here, ne? Okay. Have a good look at 3, 4, 6, 9, 12 and 16 and 32. This is the problem. Srinam, which sentence you need me to repeat? The last one. British people introduced certain well-defined British people introduced certain well-defined scaled system. The name is FES system and the rest is here. And in the very last, I said like the system is dealing with multiples of following numbers. Multiples of following numbers. It was very difficult to use. It was very difficult to use. Honey, it is very difficult to use. Right? See, how can anybody use these numbers to multiply and divide? It is horrible. Right. Now write another thing in a new line. French in a new line. French people develop certain system very user friendly. Very user friendly. Which use but decimal system CGS system CGS. C stands for centimeter, G stands for grams, and S stands for seconds. That's it. Okay. Now write this in a new line. To use it even user friendly way, to use it even user friendly way, to use it even user friendly way, scientists build another system. What is it? MKS system. MKS system. What is M stands for? Meter. K, kilograms. S for seconds. MKS system. Okay. Now write. In MKS system, there were some modifications to be done. in the MKS system, there were some modifications to be done. මෙතන හදන්න ඕන modification ටිකක් තිබ්බා. There were some modifications to be done. So write this in a new line. After the modifications were done, after the modifications were done, SI unit system was introduced. SI unit system was introduced. Right. This is where you are going to learn real physics onward. මෙතනින් එහාට තමයි හරියටම physics එක පටන් ගන්න. Okay. Right. Now write a big subtopic SI unit system. 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 Okay, SI unit system. Give me 1 second to refill this one. SI unit system. First thing is physical quantity. Physical quantity. I write it shorthand notation. You have to write with full notation. Physical quantity. And unit and symbol. Okay, right under this thing, SI unit system. Write this like this way. SI unit system. SI unit system. SI unit system is consist of. SI unit system is consist of 7 basic physical quantities with their units and SI unit system consists of 7 basic physical quantities with their units and supplementary units. You will understand what is supplement at the end of this chart. Number 1, length. So Length. What is the SI unit? I told you this is the extension of MKS system. What is the length measuring unit for here? I told you this is an extension. So what is the unit? Huh? Huh? Nobody to answer. Very bad. Is there anybody? Yeah, very good. It is meter. Meter. So first thing is length. You have to understand one thing. Since in grade 1 to upward, we used to measure things within multiple units: feet, yard, centimeters, millimeters, and kilometers. But remember, the SI unit is meters. If anything is mentioned in any other unit, you have to convert it to meters. Mostly we are going to learn that in today. Ada api ekath igena gannawa. Unit conversion. Okay. Meters. Meter is the SI unit and the symbol is simple M. Right. The other one is mass. What is the mass measurement unit? Kilogram. Kilogram. And the symbol is kg. Kg. Right. Third one it is time. Time is what? In seconds. What is it? Simple as. Right. Now we come to something we used to live, used to know, used to measure for a long time. That is temperature. We can't just say temperature. See, there will be a certain prefix before that. In these days, you know what is the honorary titles? Mr., Mrs., Master, Miss, Honorable, Venerable, and many more. And Doctor. Good example is Dr. Hayesi Kabanandu. Doctor. Like that. The temperature, you can't just say with just the name of temperature. We have to say with honorary name to that. What is it? Does anybody know? Very good. Ahasna. Very good, very good, very good. Maheli, very good. That honorary name is what? Thermodynamic. Thermodynamic temperature. Remember this. This is not just temperature. It is thermodynamic temperature. Hari. Unit is Kelvin. Capital K. Capital K. Kelvin. මතක තියාගන්න capital K වෙන කාටවත් පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. Lord Kelvin found this. Lord කෙනෙක් ඉන්නා කොහොමද බෑ. Thermodynamic temperature. Next one is electric current. Just not current, electric current. What is the electric current? It is measured in ampere. Ampere, symbol is capital A. Symbol is capital A. Right, great. And the sixth one, the thing you really love since your grade 10. You love that very much. What is that? Huh? What is that? Chemistry thing. You love that very much since grade 10. 10 වසරින් ඉඳන් මේ වෙනකන් ඔයාලා හරි ආදරේ දෙයක්. Yeah. What is it? The mole concept. You love that, ne? What is it? Amount of substance. Amount of substance. Amount of substance. You measure that in mole. So measured in mole. Actually, in physics, we have to multiply learn use length, mass, time, most frequently thermodynamic temperature and current. Accordingly, amount of substance in heat lesson and matter and radiation and current electricity lesson, time to time we have to use, time to time. But there is a one thing, we don't use it anywhere. We don't use it anywhere. That is just a name for us. Only a name and a symbol to know. What is that? Huh? Does anybody know? Luminous intensity. That is luminous intensity. Okay. Luminous intensity. Luminous intensity. Luminous intensity. How you are going to measure that luminous intensity? ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් මදි වුණා. දන්නේ නැද්ද ඉතින්? We measure it use of candela and CD. Cadmium වලටත් chemical symbol එක CD. CD. Okay. Mark it. එච්චරයි. දාගන්න. Copy this thing completely into your book. If you don't see anything clearly, ask me because the board display is very limited. I have to use it as with maximum efficiency. That is why I have to use it in a compact way. Do it. Have you complete writing this one? Have you complete copying this one? මේක copy කරන් ඉවරයිද? Have you complete copying this one? Yeah, very good. And I sent you the PDF directly to you as well. You will get this tute whenever you not tomorrow actually. I will post it on the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow since 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. I have come straight away classes. There are 3 classes to complete. In the day after tomorrow, I will be free in the from 12 to 4. I will be able to post it. So the thing is, here you have certain definitions here. See, definitions for all the 7 basic physical quantities. But I have given you some specific notes there, not to worry about, right? I have said like no need to know, no need to know. May know, rarely asked in term test, and well explained in the magnetism lesson. That means you don't want to worry about that yet. Kelvin only you have to know perfectly. Candela no need to know, and mole have to know. That means if I have said no need to know, no need to try it even I can't remember. This is only given that to you to understand. It has certain meaning. It has certain fixed definition. It is well defined. The first property of what unit system is, a unit should be well defined. Here it explains you that only one thing, it is well defined. Because in our cases, our teachers never said that you don't want to remember this. Actually, I tried to. Then, fortunately, there were very educated people around me. There was an Ayya, his name is Indika. He was an engineering student. I asked him, Indika Ayya mara වැඩේ මේක මතක තියාගන්න බෑ. He said, මොකටද බං? I said, හතක් තියෙනවා මතක තියාගන්න බෑ. They never ask. Don't spend your energy on those unwanted things. Then I realized in tutes and in knots, there are some areas they have only given for a certain purpose. No need to know. So I am telling you, you don't want to know some, if you don't really need to know something, I mark it, but you better read it for your extra understanding only. You don't know. You may try to remember this and you will create really high pressure in your brain trying to remember unwanted. No. Okay. Right. Can you remember I told you unit should be not too big, not too small. No? Do you know certain unit that help us to measure intergalactic space? Our Milky Way to Andromeda. Milky Way to Andromeda. How do you measure? What is the way of measuring it? Just Earth to the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, BC. How do you measure? By meters, kilometers, millimeters, or what? Very good. 2 students know that. Maheli ne and Saya. Very good. Others? Do you know? There is a measurement unit. Very beautiful one. That is called light year. Light year. I will define you the light year later, not now. So, kilometer is very small for measuring what? intergalactic or interstellar distances. Okay, now. Now let's go for another thing. Now write supplementary units of SI system. Supplementary units of SI system. Okay. Supplementary units of SI system. Supplementary units of SI system. Supplementary units of SI system. Okay, Lamai. Now tell me, who do actually need these 7 basic SI units? Huh? Actually, for scientists, for us, meters, time, length, time, length, and mass, sometimes current, sometimes temperature, more than enough. But amount of substance, light, luminous intensity, those things were actually needed for scientists. If you are a scientist, sometimes these 7 basic things may not be enough. Sometimes you may not be enough. Let me go along with even user-friendly example. How many of you go for a gym? Now you are turning to be 17, or 17 completed guys will turning to be 18. You do. Very good. Pasidu. Onna gym yana gollek. Any other? Go to gym? Anybody? Okay. Pasidu. Okay. If you go to gym, before going to gym and after going to gym, your diet plan has got extremely changed. I'm pretty sure. Ne? Your diet plan just got changed. Why? Regular people, I used to go to gym before COVID, after COVID, no gym. And the best නැති වෙන්න දැන් ආපහු යුක්තක් දාලා තියෙනවා. Right? I have that experience. Before going to gym, I just ate as same as the other people. Whatever I find, I eat. Mostly rice with some vegetables and kind of like chicken or fish or something, whatever random. Paratha. But the problem was, when I just go to gym, the trainer asked me, now you are not a normal person. Your diet plan should be come up with more proteins. Then I had to eat more eggs. Then that is also regular. If I want to build more muscles, milk, eggs, chicken, I ate a lot, but that was not enough. That was not enough. Then the instructor said, have something. What is that something? Everybody know that. Tell me, what is that something? Pasindu, you should definitely know. What is that something? Whey. Whey protein. Whey protein means, do we take whey protein? Do you take? Anybody? Whey protein? No. Why? Regular people. We don't need that much of protein supply, and we don't need that much of vitamin supply because our body is manageable with whatever we eat. But for them to build more muscles, they have to take something called what? Supplement. Ne? To make extra muscle. To make extra muscle fibers, they have to use supplements. For these scientists as well, when they were continuing with certain extent of measurement, yeah, they could measure everything using length, mass, time, and all basic 7. But they found certain area they couldn't go along with these basics anymore. They needed something more. Like for these gym people, they just need, those athletes need some supplements than the regular people. These scientists also needed some more things. In A level, we only learn one thing. In the university, if you learn certain thing like astronomy and all, then you will only learn the other thing. There are 2 supplementary units. What are these supplementary units? Number 1, radian, that we need to know. Radian. Other one is steradian. I just use the name of the unit. Actually, the quantity is what? Plane angle. Plane angle. Radian. Steradian is just a name for us. Just a name for us. Okay, now write supplementary physical quantities in SI system. Supplementary physical quantities in SI system. Right? Supplementary physical quantities in SI system. Number 1, plane angle. Measured in radian. Symbol is rad. Symbol is rad. RAD. Symbol is rad. Radian, plane angle, radian, symbol is rad. Okay. Plane angle, radian, symbol is rad. Okay, that's it. So let's learn. You will learn this in detail in where? Actually, 2026 students just finished learning that. Just finished learning that. That means you will have to wait for another 10 months from here to learn what is it actually. Not 10 months, nearly like 9 months. Your exam started like 1.5 months earlier to them, no? So almost like 8.5 to 9 months. Draw this diagram to your, copy this diagram to your book. Then I will tell you the definition and all. Don't worry about this definition. Within like 8.5 to 9 months, you will learn something called circular motion. In there, I will define this in detail with the applications. Right? With the applications. Okay, Lamai? Plane angle. Right, great. Have you copied this diagram? Then I'll give you the definition. Don't worry, pure explanation will be getting in Yeah. Mechanics in the circular motion part. Okay. Now write the basic definition of this one. The angle subtended on the center of a circle is the center. Angle subtended on the center of a circle. The angle subtended on the center of circle by an arc length. See, from A to B, this length. From A to B, this length. See, the arc length. By an arc length equals to the length of radius. Equals to the length of radius. If this is like 10 centimeter, you are making an arc length equals to the length of radius. Okay. The angle subtended by an arc length on a center of circle. Sorry, the angle subtended by an arc length equals to the radius on the center of the circle is known as radian. 1 radian. Okay. So far we were learning theory. It is some kind of like boring thing because we never did any calculation. You are expecting to do more calculations. Unfortunately, sir is teaching a history lesson. You are expecting what? Big calculations. Unfortunately, you are finding very big what? Theory. Like a very long essay. You are finding very big history. තව ටිකකින් මෙයා ඇලෙක්සැන්ඩර් අයතුමා ගැනත් කියයිද දන්නේ නැහැ නේ කියලා කල්පනා කරනවා. එන්න පොඩි ගානක් දෙයක් අද. Okay. Now right. This angle radian can be represented by the following equation. Theta equals to S over R. Theta equals to S over R, and S is the arc length. So you can cross multiply and remember this one as well. S equals to R into theta as well. Sorry. දැන් මම කරන්නේ දැනට ඇති වැඩකට නැති වැඩක්. For now you don't actually want this one, but to give you some kind of like calculation ability, because otherwise you won't feel it as physics. Don't worry, from next week onward you have to deal with mathematics in here. Sometimes I will have to do kind of like mathematical course just before teaching some part. I used to do it for all the batches, for you as well. Okay. In circular motion, you will get to know why it is in detail. But for now, you have to remember one thing. For a one whole cycle, theta is equals to 2 pi radian. Theta is equals to 2 pi radian. Okay. So in radian, and theta is also equals to 360 degree. So now there is a relation between these two. What? 2 pi equals to 360. So pi is equals to 180. Radian pi equals to 180. So what is 90 then? So see, Radian pi equals to 180 degree. So radian to degree, you have to convert your radian value to degree. How you are going to convert? Okay. So see, it is 180 degrees equals to pi. Okay. You have to convert this thing to radian, degree. So what is it? 1 radian equals to, you have to write like 1 radian equals to 180 degree over pi. You have to remember this equation. And the other thing is 1 degree is equals to pi over 180 degree. You have to remember this as well. On the physics wala podda true color එක පෙන්නනවා. Now it is showing the little bit showing the true color of physics. අද විතරයි history ඉගෙන ගන්න හම්බ වෙන්නේ. Today is the only day to you to learn history. Okay. Copy this everything. How to remember these two equations? 1 radian equals to 180 over pi. 1 degree is equals to pi over 180. Degree to radian you have to convert, and sometimes degree to radian. For any of these conversion you have to use. I will tell you how to use. Okay, ළමයි? Have you copied this all? Yeah, great. Okay, ළමයි. I will show you with one example, and you will have to try with another. Number 1, degree to radian conversion. Degree to radian conversion. How would you convert? I told you 1 degree equals to pi over 180. Pi over 180. Okay. 1 radian equals to 180 degree over pi. Nearly. So here the conversion is, you need degrees in terms of what? Radian. Right? Degrees in terms of radian. So how you are going to do? You are going to multiply this by pi over 180. Pi over 180. That's it. And to convert what? Radian to degree, you need 180 multiplied by 180 over pi. Write these two as well. Podi වැඩක් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. You have only to do very simple thing. Physics කරලා ගානක් දෙයක් හැදුවේ නැත්නම් වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. Copy these two equations. Okay. Now let me just give you one example. From degree to radian conversion. Okay. Degree to radian conversion. Pi over 180. Number one. 360 degree. Write the answer. Number two. 180 degree. Write the answer. Number three. 270 degree. Write the answer. Number four. 90 degree. Write the answer. Number five. 135 degree. Write the answer. Number six. 45 degree. Write the answer. Other set is number seven. 60 degree. Write the answer. Number eight. 30 degree. Write the answer. Number eight, 9. 15 degree. Write the answer. Number 10. 720 degree. Write the answer. Hurry. Karambanda. First one I will do. You have to multiply it by pi over 180. So when you are multiplying, there are two times. So the answer is 2 pi. Very simple. For this one, what is it? 180 multiplied by pi over 180. Cancel off. The answer is just pi radian. 2 pi radian, pi radian. Like that. Okay. Do the first 10. Very simple. Anybody can easily do it. You just need to multiply the answer by pi into 180. Very simple activity. This is the first exercise you have to do in this class. Marlazy. Okay, Ramai. Done? No doing it. Very simple one. Okay. උත්තර ගත්ත කට්ටිය දාමුකෝ. බලන්න. If you got your answers, just put all there. I will do within 2 minutes. I will show you how to do it. Simple calculation. ළමයි තවම ගත්තේ නැද්ද කවුරුත්? Nobody got the answers so far. Very bad. Done. I love it. Send me your answers. I'll check. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Seenab, very good. Shaya, very good. Okay. Here. Who is Pasindhu? Very good boy. ඔක්කොම type කරලා නේ. Wonderful boy. Pasindhu. All the answers are correct for you. Can you copy that answer and send it in common in the group? Common in the chat. You have send me a direct message. That is such a wonderful one. You can save it. Once he send, just copy the message and send commonly in the group. Yeah, very good. Okay, I will do. Have a good look at. Here it is like 270 multiplied by what? 5 over 180. 0 and 0 cut. So how many threes are there? 6 threes and 9 threes. So you can again divide by 3. It is going to be 3 only, sorry, 2 and 3. So the answer is 3 over 2 pi. 3 over 2 pi. Right? Very good. 3 over 2 pi. And the next case, 90 into pi over 180. 0, 0 cut. 1 and 2. And 2. It is going to be pi over 2. That is done. Here in 135 space is not enough. I will bring it to here. 135 multiplied by pi over 180. Okay. How many 45s are there? 3 45s and 4. So the answer will be 3 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4. Okay. 3 pi over 4. Copy that. And for 45, I have space. 45 multiplied by pi over 180. 1 and 4. Answer is pi over 4. Okay, copy this thing. quickly if you are still trying to understand. No problem. Copy this. Copy this very quickly. Okay, Laman. Shall I erase this? Shall I erase this all? Hmm? I will. ළමයි ඔය ලියන ස්පීඩ් එක නම් වැඩි කරගන්න ඕනේ A level වලදී. හරි. You everybody have to increase your writing speed. This is A level, advanced level, or O level, ordinary level. Everybody can do it. But in A level, advanced, only people with determination can do it. So you should be. හැමෝටම පුළුවන්, but you should have a sheer strength, mental strength, nothing more. Right, 60. What you have to do is 60 multiplied by 5 over 180. 1 0 and 0 cancel. 1 6, 3 sixes. So pi over 3. Here 30. 30 multiplied by pi over 180. 0 and 0 cancel off. 1 3. 6 threes. Answer is pi over 6. So the next answer you can say straight away without doing this whole. Why? See, 60 pi over 3, 30 pi over 6. What is the other one could be without doing any calculation? Tell me. Yeah, 60 see pi over 3, 30 pi over 6, 15 again half of that means half of that means pi over 12. මෙන්න මේවා එහෙම A level කරන ළමයින්ට හොඳට පේන්න ඕනේ. If you are an A level student, you should see these patterns and identify instantly. Wow, this is the pattern. So that is how you are going to reduce the time you spend in papers. ඒවා මම කියලා දෙන්නම්. I will tell you all the tricks. මේ වගේ දේවල් පේන්න ඕනේ. First thing is you should see this type of trend. See, divide by 2. See, divide by 2. See, these are trends. You can see clearly. Okay. Quickly copy. I'm going to erase. Shall I? Okay, now mind. The very last thing is 720 thingy. 720 multiplied by pi over 180. 0 and 0 cancel off. 18 times 6 times වලින්ම ගමු ඔයාලට එකපාරට තේරෙන එකක් නැහැ කියලා හිතලා 6 times 12, 3 and 4. Answer is 4 pi. That's it. Enough. More than enough. Okay ළමයි? Today I am not going to do any live worksheet. The reason is you don't have the physical tute with you right now. In the next week only onward, I will start to do the live worksheet. For this week, I will send you a midweek worksheet. Did anybody do that Vadalana worksheet I sent you as a midweek worksheet? Or try කරාද? It is a self-study worksheet. Did anybody try that? The worksheet number 0. Did anybody try? Try කරේ නැද්ද කවුරු? That is worksheet number 0, self-study one. It is all about entering to midweek worksheets. I will send you something like that. But first live worksheet will be discussed in the next week. I'm pretty sure everybody will get this tute by the next week. Only the new joiners will have to do it in as a PDF. This is what we are going to discuss in the next week as live worksheet. Okay. අදට ඒක නොකරමු live worksheet එක. Okay. Right. Now write radian to degree conversion. Radian to degree conversion. Okay. Radian to degree conversion. Okay. I told you that. 180 over 5. Number 1. 1 radian. 2 radian. 0.5 radian. 4 radian. Number 5. 3 over 2 radian. 7 over 2 radian. 3 over 4 radian. 8. 5 over 2 radian. Right. Convert these to degrees. Set එක degree වලට convert කරන්න. First thing I will do for you, 1 by 180 over pi. This is nearly 57.3. Okay. ඔබ කොහොමද ආවේ කියලා අහන්න එපා. මම මතක නිසා ලිව්වේ. Okay. So the next rest of the things you can do. Instead of this 0.5, I will write a meaningful answer. 8 radian. Do it. Did everybody try it? Very simple one, huh? Okay. Shall we? Have you done this? Completed this? Lamai? Done this? Don't send me the answers. If you have done, let me know. That's it. Done. Okay. Have a good look at. I'm going to do. Everybody pay attention to here. Now here 2 radian 2 by 180 over 5, right? What is it going to be now? Sorry, I made a big mistake. Lamai. I should have included pi in here. I forgot to include pi in each. It is my mistake. අමතක කරා මම pi එක දාලා නැහැ. To everything you have to include pi. It is a sheer mistake I have done. It is meaningless. 2 pi over pi. So it is 360 degree. You should have included pi. It is my mistake. ඔයා දන්නේ නැද්ද ඉන්න ගමන් ඩාම් වෙනවා ඩූම් වෙනවා. 8 times 180. හරි. එතකොට කීයද? So 2 pi is this much, 4 times that. That means 1440 degree. 4 pi, 2 times of that, 720 degree. Here, copy this. It is my complete mistake. Here only 1 radian. I just copied with that without putting pi. For this one it is correct. Other ones it is meaningless. Okay. Copy this one please. Copy this one. No, it is not meaningless. It is difficult to do calculation. It is difficult to do calculations. That's why I wanted to show you some simple answers. But here, see, you will have to do, if I didn't give you the pi value, 2 by 180 over pi. See, it is 380 over pi. This will have a number. Nearly, if I consider the pi as 3, you can get 360 over 3. It is like 12, 120 degree. It is little bit smaller than that. Why? Real answer is 3.14 and kind of like repeating. So you may need a calculator. Here, with this one, you can get meaningful, complete set of answers like what you have seen earlier. It is not meaningless. The reason is you can get really meaningful something you have seen earlier clearly. Removing pi. Actually, you will understand this in A level circular motion part. You will have to do multiple calculations including pi. So most of the time we get certain way to cancel off that pi. Your operator will also come up with pi. That is the training I wanted to give you. Unfortunately, I forgot to put pi. That's why I told you meaningless. You will understand the meaning in circular motion lesson. Understand, boy? That is the reason why I said meaningless. Actually, you can get an answer, but you will get really meaningful one if you do like this way. Right. The next thing is 3 over 2 pi radian. 3 over 2 pi radian, you have to multiply by 180 over pi. So pi and pi cancel off. Here it is like 9. 3 times 9, 27. 270 degree. Something you have seen before. The next one. 7 over 2 pi. Pi and pi cancel off. Here it is again 9. Namorak 63. 630 degree. Okay. So for this. Three over 4 pi multiplied by 180 over pi. Pi and pi cancel off. So it is 27, 270 divide by 2. That means 135. Dakala answers. Right? Something you have seen before. Last one, 5 over 2. Five times 9, 45. 450 degree. Okay, get this. Okay, Lamai? Now, right? Very last thing to learn for today. Very last thing to learn for today. Okay, copy this. Lamai, do you hear me? Do you hear me well? Right. Okay. Write this thing in a new line with a triple star point. The basic SI units, seven basic SI units, right? That the seven basic SI units, and the seven basic SI units and two supplementary units, two supplementary units are belongs to fundamental physical quantities. Okay, let's learn the other one. Solid angle, number two, solid angle. Solid angle. Somebody may only concern 7 as the fundamental. The other one is also included in there. Solid angle measured in steradian. The unit is SR, like strontium. This is also just a name for A level. You don't even need to know the shape even, right? This is something like this. Definition all included in there. No need to know. You should only know for A level, there is a thing called solid angle. That is a supplementary unit, subunit, and the symbol is stradient. These are the three things you should know. What are the three things you should know for A level? There is a thing called solid angle. That is a supplementary unit, and there is a symbol for that. That's it. Okay. These are very basic fundamental physical quantities, directly usable. Now write this in a new line with a triple star point again. Now write triple star point again. Fundamental physical quantities cannot be formed by means of other physical quantities. එයාලව වෙන කට්ටියකින් හදන්න බෑ. They are unique. Okay. That means there are things that you can mix, no? I want to ask you something. Okay. When you see this thing, if you have learned some art and O level, or even you don't want to actually learn art, even I did drama and theater, not arts, but I know this. These three colors we used to call a specific name. What is the name? Huh? See? Red, green, blue. We say RGB. We say RGB. Right. We call them a specific name. What is the name? We call them primary colors. Primary colors. Why? Even in physics, we have to know primary colors. Because you can never create red by mixing other two or more colors. You can never create green by mixing two or more other colors. You can never make blue mixing two or more other colors. These three are primary, right? When you are mixing these two together, evenly you can create secondary color. When you mix those two together, tertiary color. Quaternary, like you can create infinite amount of colors, different colors. Remember one thing, all these colors are made as a result of mixing these. Like this, see, these colors are unique. You can never form mixing others. Like that, 7 basic SI units, but meters, seconds, kilograms, Kelvin, ampere, mole, and candela. CD, simple CD. Yeah? Candela means not a name of a scientist. කැන්ඩිලා කියලා සබන් ජාතියකුත් තියෙන්නේ. ඔබයි ඒක නෑ. sorry. ඒක කැලින් නේ කැන්ඩිලා කියලා ජාතියකුත් තියෙනවා. ඔබයි කැලින් වගේ කියලා ඒක නෙමෙයි. Right? So see, that means length, time, mass, temperature, current, amount of substance, luminous intensity. These 7 are like these RGB colors. Can you understand? You can never create them as a mix of others. Do you understand? Am I clear for you? Am I clear for you? Is there anybody who is confused about this? Nani? They are pure form. You can never create them as a mix of others. They are themselves alone. It is like atoms, electron, proton, and neutron, as you know so far, as the building material. So they make atoms. Atoms makes molecules. Molecules makes compounds. Compounds make all the other things together, like that. Like electron, proton, and neutron here. See, length, mass, time, temperature, current, amount of substance, and luminous intensity are pure form of themselves. Including these, there are 2 other supplementary, radiance and steradiance. Other things are made as a mix of these things together. Understand? I hope you understood everything you want to know for today. And in the next week, I am planning to teach you. My speed will be a little bit increased. 1.2 times of today. So we have to cover a very huge syllabus as well. Today it was almost like an introduction session. In that, day by day, I give you an update about what I am going to do in the next week. The reason is, those who willing to learn, I told you, no, those who willing to learn will have to stay here. ලොකු වමනාවක් නැත්තම් වමනාව හදාගෙන හරියෙන්න. වමනාවක් නැත්තම් පුතේ හිතලා බලන්න. හරි. So I normally give what is the next week task. So I will give you the next week task to be done. No revision in the next week. Directly going to start with, I will do a brief revision of, very brief 5-minute revision of SI units. SI unit only, yeah. මේ හතක් තියෙනවා කියලා හත මතක් කරනවා විනාඩි 5ක් තරම්. Then the real task going to be, what is it? I told you there are basic physical quantities, then derived physical quantities. I will teach you derived physical quantities. Derived physical quantities I am going to teach you. After SI prefixes. SI prefixes means you have to do something about, imagine, so there are 1000 kilograms, right? 1000 kilograms. We used to say like 1 ton, right? No problem. But 1000 meters, we call it like 1 kilometer, eh? 1 million byte. You know, computer language. 1 million byte. What do we call this? What do we call this? Huh? Don't anybody know this? Ayyo, lajjai. 1 million byte. එකෙක්වත් දන්නේ නැහැ නේ. Very bad. 1 megabyte. හරි. මෙන්න මේ වගේ තියෙනවා පොඩි කතන්දරයක්. And you have to divide 1 meter into 1000. Oh, that is marked on the meter ruler even. 1 millimeter. This type of ascending and descending order we are going to learn in the prefixes. මම කිව්වනේ. අර titles දෙනවා මෙතනින් එහාට. Titles are like what? Doctor, Miss, Mrs. ඔය වගේ දෙනවා. Titles. Right? Multiples and submultiples. These are known as SI multiples, submultiples, submultiples. We are going to talk of that and complete. Then unit to unit conversion. Unit conversion. Shall I show you one thing you have already known? In O level, you learn like converting kilometers per hours to meters per second. As an example, if I give you like 72 kilometers per hours, I am asking you to convert to meters per second. You have learned this thing in O level. Didn't you know how to convert? දන්න හිටියේ නැද්ද? දන්න කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවනම් උත්තරේ දාන්න බෑ. බලමු දන්න කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවද කියලා. Is there anybody who knows this? $72 kilometers per hour converts to meters per second. Grade 10 physics and grade 10 mathematics as well. ඒ දෙකේම තියෙනවා. Oh, no. ඔක කරන විදිය මම එදාට කියලා දෙන්නම්. You have to multiply by 5/18. While in the next week, I will teach you how did this 5/18 came. It is going to be 20 meters per second. In the next week, I will teach you these type of things. And I will try to start dimension. I don't know whether the time will be enough. If I left with time, I will start to do dimension. So this type of next week guidance will also provided at the end of the class. So my students normally come to the class with preparation. They watch those internet videos, they find some information and somebody make early notes and send me. මගේ ක්ලාස් එකේ ඉන්නේ ඔක්කොම දඩ මීටර්. ඒ කියන්නේ මීටර් වලට විතරක් උගන්වන පන්තියක් නෙමෙයි. මීටර් හදනවා. තේරුණාද? If you have the willingness to learn, that I told you, no? Why ඉගෙන ගන්න කැමති එකෙක් නම් මම ආව මීටරයක් කරනවා. ඔයා මීටරයක් වෙලා එන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ඒක. එහෙම આવොත් බෝනස් එකක්. But if you are a big meter, but you have no willingness to learn, then what can I do? I have nothing to do for you. No? The born, I need people with more than born talent. I need people with born stamina, willingness to learn, eagerness to learn. ඉගෙන ගන්න ලොකු වමනාවක් තියෙනවා නම් අන්න මම ආව drive කරන්න. ළමයි වැඩ කරන විදිය ගැන support එකක් ඕන නම් I can personally contact you with my senior students, very well learned ones. ලස්සන්ට ඉගෙන ගන්න කට්ටිය. එයාලත් එක්ක කතා කරලා Zoom meeting එකක් දාලා මමත් ඒකේ ඉඳලා ඔයාලට එයාලගේ experience අරන් දෙන්න. ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. So මගේ ක්ලාස් එකේ කොහොමවත් ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ මේ සෙට් එක විතරයි. වැඩ කරන්න කැමති නැති එකා යනවා. ඉතින් ගිහිල්ලා නා ගන්නවද? මාන්සියලා වැඩ මම කියන්නේ යක්කු වගේ වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. I never say no. You have to enjoy your life. Even I enjoy my life still. මාරිදිර enjoy කරනවා. But I spend right amount of time to do my work. ඇත්තටම මම මේ හැමදාම නිදාගද්දි පාන්දර 3යි. It is not a pain for me. ඒක කවදාකවත් මට pain එකක් වුන්නේ නැහැ. Why? I do with all my intensity. I don't feel any fatigue in the following morning even because I stay awake making papers, marking papers and preparing tudes and all with all my happiness and all my energy. කවදාකවත් අනේ මේවා මාර කරුණා අප්පා එහෙම කරන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කරොත් කරන්නත් බෑ. මම කියන්නේ ඔයාලට 3 වෙනකන් ඉන්න කියලා. Everybody don't have that ability, that stamina. මිනිස්සු මරනවා ඔහොම කරොත්. මට අවුලක් නැහැ. But for you, spend minimum amount of time at least like until to 11:30 in midnight. පැයකලා මාරණකම් ගත්ත හැරලා ඉන්න. Future doctors and engineers නේ. කොහමද word round එකක් ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නේ? ලෙඩ්ඩුන්ට ડોක්ටර් වැහරවන්න එනවා ડોක්ටර් නැගිටින්න. හරියන්නේ නැහැ. So be a strong person. That's it. Okay. God bless you. I expect you to be there in the next week with full sheer determination. We are going to do all of this in the next week. This is the only doubted area with our speed. Okay. God bless you. Class is over. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Have fun. God bless you all.